Hi, it's Anaiis. Welcome to my channel and thanks for watching. There are a number of topical issues that I'd like to speak with you about before I go into the card readings that focus on sacred union and the process that we're in as we're coming into more wholeness in ourselves and finding ourselves really experiencing lots more emotional, mental, and spiritual liberation in the coming months and years. Today's topic: a question that is never asked doesn't get an answer. So, in the sacred union journey that I've been on in the last week, working with the energy flows, I have felt a kind of a buffeting happening within and without the union. I'm pretty well balanced at this point between my own inner masculine and inner feminine, but in the dynamics with my divine masculine, things are shifting. They're shifting in a really good way. And one of the things that came up for me over the last couple of days was there, as I'm talking to people and as I'm moving into energy flows with people who may end up being soulmates, I may end up coming into physical union with my sacred union partner. And one of the things that is happening as I'm talking to more people is I find that depending on where the age range is, there are assumptions that are being made, there are questions that are not being asked, and the yes process is stymied. So that's my little topic for today, and I want to just really stress upon you as you're in your sacred union journey and you feel that there's a kind of a buffer or almost like a layer of cotton between you and people that you're speaking with, or between you and your divine masculine. This may be because communication channels, throat chakra, and here the third eye, still relevant in terms of our 12 chakra energy field, that may be a little bit fuzzy. And so, okay, that's better. Everything's better with coffee, so they say. Now, where I was if you are feeling buffeting, then you can take responsibility for being conscious about your process, your sacred union journey, and you can just ask yourself, what's really going on here? Is there a question or questions that are not being asked? I don't have a yes, no, or a maybe answer on important information. The people that I'm talking to, potential soulmates or other partners in a dating situation, don't have the answers to questions, and nobody's asking the questions. And I see this as one of the really very important dynamics that arises in the sacred union process with people who are essentially introverts and people who are still doing inner child work because they're not comfortable asking direct questions. And then you have personality types, aside from being introverts, who are not comfortable asking a direct question. It can make us feel so vulnerable, and it can bring up emotional wounding and inner child wounding if we begin to feel like we're dancing on the thin ice of potential rejection. So what I'd like to do today, and I will touch on this in the course of the card reading, which will begin in a minute, is invite you to think about the key questions that are important to you in terms of your life journey, in terms of your practical life journey, in terms of your spiritual journey, in terms of your health journey. And just take a sheet of paper or create a little notebook where you're writing down the questions that you need to ask so that you get answers: yes, maybe, or no. This will save you so much time on your journey because we're playing this sort of gigantic cosmic game of musical chairs right now. And we're all moving around and shifting frequencies and finding our place within a converging timeline and a source timeline and Gaia timeline. And things are moving around really quickly. And if you don't get the information that you need, that your heart needs, that your entire spiritual being needs, then you're going to find yourself stymied and you may be in stagnant energy. So that's a place sometimes where it's productive to stay, but sometimes it's not really a good idea to linger there for very long unless you're being held in a cocooned space because some incredibly deep transformation is taking place. And the path that you've chosen is one of truth, transparency, and trust, and gentle transformation. That was my choice. Gentle. I finally learned that. It took me a really long time to learn to ask for a process of gentle transformation. It can be just as powerful and it can be gentle. So that's the topic for today is if a question is never asked, you're never going to get an answer. And we need to be aware, and I do shadow work in the card reading, we need to be aware that sometimes it will be our shadow, unhealed emotional wounds that keep us from asking the questions we most need the answers to. And then we end up living an unconscious life or a more unconscious life, and the transformation isn't gentle, or it isn't as gentle and sweet and loving as it could be. Okay, so now we're gonna move over to the reading.
All right, we're ready to begin the reading. I hope that you've had a chance to review my general channel explainer video so that you know where I'm coming from with the card readings. I am an intuitive reader. I do not work with traditional tarot. Occasionally I may choose to clarify some of the energy Occasionally, I may choose to use a tarot deck to clarify if I'm feeling an energy stream that is moving into more refined, or perhaps almost like splitting hairs, where additional information would be valuable and I can trust that an appropriate card will show. So we're going to begin the reading today. I am using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and I've pre-shuffled. Again, I will say I'm new. I'm not a great shuffler, so I do pre-shuffle because it just makes it less awkward for me to move through the reading. I begin with the energy of Source. Where are we wave riding in today's energy, in today's source energy, and in today's transformational energy and vibration that is coming from Gaia and planet Earth? The first card out is the Messenger of Air. And you can see that this is a very beautiful, peaceful energy you can see that this is a very beautiful and peaceful energy in comfortable, reposed, relaxed, content, and openly moving in what we could call the stream of truth, or the stream of truth, transparency, and trust. For me, this is a hallmark card of source connection. Next, we have the Chariot. Now, some of you are familiar with astrological signs, and readers do have signs, astrological signs that they associate with given tarot cards. For me, this card, the Chariot, presents the flow of fast movement in alignment with my life purpose. So this energy coming from Source today is a way of letting us know, divine feminine, divine masculine, that things have picked up a little bit. Perhaps our pace of connection has become more energized, and it is moving at a quicker pace, coming into our experience of union, masculine and feminine within ourselves, reunion or coming home to source, and then union with our sacred partner, external other. So this is beautiful. We have, you might even think about these two cards, that the Chariot, the quickening of the pace, is a quickening of the pace in terms of air, in terms of thought, in terms of how we are letting go of limiting thoughts or painful thoughts, or, as I discussed in today's topic, how we are moving away from assumptions or being afraid to be in truth, transparency, and trust, because we don't, for some reason, trust ourselves to ask the questions of everyone and anyone, including Source, about what it is that we really need to know, and to bring that information to us in ways that it is easy and trustworthy for us to know. So that's my sense of the Chariot in today's reading. Now, the next energy we have coming in alignment from Source and from Gaia is the Page of Fire. And the Page of Fire, for me, today, represents a gentle, tame response coming from the element of fire. And you can see here there's a full moon. We just had a full moon last night. I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning videotaping it. There was a beautiful thunderhead beneath the moon. So the full moonlight was gorgeous, and then the thunderhead was flashing. And I just kept the video on for a little bit to see if there was any particular rhythm to the flashing, because it seemed to be so related. But in this card, you see the moon, you see this young energy, full of get up and go, and there's a sense here that there's a tiger in the tank, but this tiger isn't in attack mode. It's in full-on energy. I'm going to be a powerful element in your day today. And I would say for me so far today, my day's about half over, I would say that's been absolutely in alignment with what I've been experiencing emotionally, in terms of ideas and creative flow, and also how my body feels. So thank you, Source, for giving us these beautiful energies. Now, if you're watching my readings, you know that this image for me at the moment, I'm likely to create something of my own. But this card comes from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by Kim Krantz, which is so beautiful. I'm an artist myself, and I have amazing appreciation for the artists who are producing these brilliant and beautiful card decks. So for me, this black egg represents dark matter. It represents the potential of the feminine star fire, which is absolutely, this is the first co-creative partnership right here. Source and the divine feminine. And from this energy relationship, we come into the threesome with the divine masculine. Now, this image, this card, Cosmic Egg, for me does actually represent the distorted masculine and the reptilian influence that is really kind of choking to death the three-dimensional environment. But this will do for now, and we all know that the masculine is deep in healing, and so is the divine feminine, deep in healing. Okay, so let's take a look at what messages came out. And when I say messages, I mean flows of energy that I can sit quietly and feel and translate into language that you may resonate with. So here we have the Ace of Air, and this is again all about truth. This is about how we lift ourselves up and continue to lift ourselves up in our process of ascension and in our journey of sacred union by remaining completely and totally dedicated to discovering the truth of who we are and being compassionate as we also discover the truth about our sacred union partner and our interweaving relationships with each other and with Source. So this is a very, very beautiful card. And you can see that these two cards are in alignment today. The feminine is perhaps leading the transformational energy today. She's usually ahead of the divine masculine by a small interval of time because of her relationship with Source. So these two are on the same page, and these two energies together are going to be asking the question, as I have asked the question, what needs to happen so that we are all in balance and in harmony and in union? Okay. Next, for the divine feminine, we have the moon. And we're aware that we are in a full moon energy right now. And for some people, this is a very powerful and potent energy. We are 73% water. The moon does pull on the earth's water. We have in some way an alignment with the watery parts of our nature whenever the moon is full. And this feels to me like a moon that is full of potential for clearer connection, for energized connection, for creative connection, for the divine feminine strengthening her connection to Source and to Gaia, and also really reaching inward and strengthening her inward connection with her own divine masculine and with her divine masculine counterpart in the external. It's very beautiful. And for the feminine, the third card that we have here is the Page of Earth. This is a beautiful, young, playful energy, and for me, this energy flow today represents the divine feminine reaching in and tapping into the energy of her sacred inner child who has been dealing with major transformation and healing of the emotional body and the mental body. And you can see that this young, vibrant energy is neutral in its energy. It's male, but it's not muscularly defined male. It is new, young, inner male energy with its wings unfurled, and it is ready to be both of the earth and of the air. And I just love the way this is coming forward today for the divine feminine. Okay, now moving over to the divine masculine, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. We have the Three of Cups in the traditional tarot. Here in this deck, it is the Three of Water. And it is about celebration, and it is about bringing emotional energy into balance. And when I look at the Three of Water, and when I feel into it, it is the beautiful sacred flowing energy of Trinity. And the Trinity is coming into balance. Divine masculine, Source, and divine feminine. And so the energy flow today for me, for the divine masculine, is that perhaps he is feeling more emotionally pulled. And his emotions are activated and they're up and he's feeling them. And he's being supported in feeling his emotions by these two air energies, which are saying, it's all right. You can let go of those limiting thoughts and beliefs and your conditioned ideas. We'll hold them for you while you allow your feelings to flow freely so that you can feel deeply connected to your own emotional life, your emotional body, and the emotional body of your divine feminine. And you can use this emotional energy to fuel the next phase of your conscious co-creations in your life. This is very, very beautiful. Following that, we have the Empress. And this card does really fully represent the energy of the divine feminine in her human embodiment, in her human form. Here she is mature. She has mastered the elements of earth, water, fire, and air. And she is holding herself centered and calm and steady. So this is a beautiful energy flow today. And you could see how within the divine masculine, these energy flows would be steadying. The divine masculine's inner feminine is holding steady as he explores his emotions, his feelings, and as he releases ideas and thoughts and limited patterns, as he's clearing his own divine template and coming back to his original divine blueprint with the help of Source and with the help of his inner feminine and his external feminine other, if they've connected and they're coming into union. So this is really beautiful. And you see the sacred spiral. We have the sacred spiral here, and we have it here. And this is such a beautiful representation of the divine feminine and the divine masculine really working together to come into balance. And in this instance, it's helping the divine masculine be steady within himself and feel safe in his vulnerability as he allows his emotions to come into expression and into balance. And here, the last card from this deck for the divine masculine is the Ace of Fire. This is all about fast, swift, powerful, energized motion to fuel connection, creativity, and to fuel purification and burning away and releasing with complete finality limiting patterns of belief that are blocking the connection, and also providing tremendous fuel and forward momentum for the divine masculine. And so we can also imagine that in addition to his emotional life being supported by the Source and divine feminine, the energy flows of today, the divine masculine, is being supported in his sense of inner strength and being completely ready, willing, and able to move forward on his own, in balance, empowered, and also ready to heal and ready to deal with any upcoming issues that are emerging from shadow. And shadow work that he may be needing to do will be well lit, illumined, and purified. All right. So next we're going to move into clarification or additional sensing of energy streams that are operational today. And again, I have pre-shuffled the deck. I am using the other parts of the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, and you can see that I've pulled these 3 cards out from the ether because this to me is the way that I can serve you best by being an intuitive reader who is not caught in the belief systems and the long-standing history of tarot. And again, I will one day have time to make a video around that, but you can also do your own research on where and how tarot became part of how people were able to ask questions consciously and at least try to connect to a powerful spiritual energy that could answer those questions. Whether those energies were truthful and trustworthy is another matter. All right, so these have been pre-shuffled, and I'm just going to go ahead and go right for it. And this is what we have coming from Spirit today, from the Divine Source. We have Mouse and we have Deer. This is about paying attention to detail, and this is about having a soft and gentle energy as we go about our transformational work. We have Whale bringing some water in to the Divine Feminine so she's able to flow today. For me as a reader, Whale, like elephant, is a water animal, a water energy that is profoundly intelligent and holds deep energy around community and family and an aspect of human DNA. We are sisters and brothers with our cetaceans from a genetic viewpoint, and whenever Whale shows up, I feel the connection to a tremendously powerful water energy, flowing energy, but also cosmic energy. So here we have this wonderful, enormous, deep animal spirit bringing in some balance here for the Divine Feminine. Now, I will share with you, I'm someone who's been fortunate enough to go out on an excursion to whale watch. And because my heart chakra resonates with whales and dolphins, and I do share those genetics, I can feel it when a whale or a dolphin is about to surface, and I feel that in my heart chakra. So this is also a validation today that the Divine Feminine is open in her heart energy. She's open into remembering the deepest watery parts of her own emotional life, and she's also representing swimming in the great ocean of consciousness that I really do feel we are so blessed to have as a symbol for source energy, and how we are able to move fluidly in and out of source and be informed and know where we are in our journey. And also to surrender, to float, to be carried, to sing, to connect, to share song lines underneath the water, and to live together in harmony, in community. Lots of play, lots of very vibrant sexual energy as well. Now, next we have for the Divine Feminine, we're going watery with the Divine Feminine today, because she's going to need to take all this air and these deep, deep, deep feelings and information that needs to come out from the unconscious. She's turning it into water, and she's going to have a relationship and help sustain a relationship between being grounded, being stable, feeling energized, and being in feelings. Beautiful. Now, for the Divine Masculine, we have Turtle. And Turtle here, we can think about the Native American symbol of the turtle being Turtle Island, the whole earth. And we know the stories about turtle migrations and how they are both land and sea creatures. So for me, when the Divine Masculine is getting turtle, it is a reflection of what's going on. These two cards mirror these two cards. Here we have earth and water in relationship, powerful energies coming into balance. This is just beautiful. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna put that here. Put that here. And we're going to take one more card. Oh, and now you can see that Eagle has shown up and bringing this. We have all four elements now here for the divine masculine. We have fire, we have air, we have water, and earth. Because the Empress also carries earth energy, as does the turtle. So that's I'm getting chills as I'm sitting here because this is such a beautiful validation. And here we see Source being very light-handed with the energies today. And we see the divine feminine and the divine masculine taking this very light-handed energy and coming into balance within themselves and with each other. It's just gorgeous. All right, now I'm going to just take these cards and give a nod, an additional nod to where Source energy is today and where the union is today. And we have unicorn. So for me, the unicorn energy, it's like the land whale. It's the land-based version, as powerful and as precious as the whale is to the water world. And so here we have this beautiful imaginal creature who represents purity and sanctity and being in relationship with mystery and the unknown. So I really appreciate this card coming out today. It's a very beautiful addition to the energy of deer and of mouse. All right. So I'm going to continue with this reading in the extended version. So if this has been useful to you today, if it's resonated with you today, I hope that it has, along with a little snippet about the topical theme for today, which is a question that's never asked never gets answered. So I hope you'll watch the beginning of that message. That is for me personally in my role as a spiritual mentor and life coach. And so if this is where we wave and kiss goodbye today, I do want to let you know that I have an event coming up on Vashon Island off the coast of Washington with one of my beloved team members, Jacqueline Lown, also an artist, and we will be working with our Sacred Union physical product, Source Solutions. And here's an example of one of our solutions. This is the Golden Flow solution, and you can learn more about this with the links that are in the description underneath the video. So I wanted to let you know that that's coming up. I'm excited about that because in that workshop, the Golden Flow Protocol, we are going way back into the DNA and our first few cells of physicality, and we are clearing away damaging mutations and enabling activation of at least several more strands of human DNA within us so that we can get up to ascension speed and be ready when the time comes. Okay, so again, have a wonderful day, and if you're interested in continuing on and viewing the extended reading, the link will be in the description box. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.